Do you remember the first time attrition really hit your business? Can you tell me what exactly happened?
Yeah, so there are many cases, especially during after Corona time and
Have you made any short term sacrifices like loss of revenue, loss, reduced profit, etc., to protect long term continuity for such customers?
you are correct because see, end of the day the customer has to happy, so be able to.
In the era of AI agents,
Hmm.
where do you think retention in future will be more important or less important in this era?
The developers who are learned and adapted to use all those AI tools, who can improve the productivity, who can reduce the time, and obviously we must.
Hello, everyone. So, I'm Balavishnu, founder and CEO of Technotackle Software Solutions. So, this podcast is based on my larger initiative for the upcoming book, The Retention Code, a founder's guide to building teams that stay. See, most of the companies are always busy hiring, delivering, scaling, etc. But behind the scenes, if you see, most of the times their teams keep on changing, and because of that, their progress doesn't really compound in the way it really should, right? So this is when I realized that attrition is not just a people issue, but it's a business issue, and it can definitely affect your execution speed and the long term growth. So, through this book, I am trying to learn from founders who have gone through this journey firsthand in building teams, scaling them, and retaining them as how it's done exactly to make people stay. Right. So, today we have Mr. Saran Raj, the founder and CEO of Next Brain Solutions, Bangalore. He has been building and running the company for over 10 years now, which is a great achievement. His journey started in a small team early in his career where he took multiple tech roles, and over time he went on to build his own company and scaled teams across delivery, technology, and business. What makes his perspective more valuable is that he not only just built teams but also continuously evolved them to making sure they work with global clients in a fast paced environment. Welcome, Saran, to the podcast. It's
Yeah,
great to
thank you,
have you
Bala.
here.
Thanks for your introduction. Nice meeting you.
Awesome, awesome,
Yeah,
Saran. So, Saran, to start with, could you please introduce yourself to the audience in your own
yeah.
words?
Hello, everyone. My name is Saran Raj. I'm founder and CEO of a company called Nextman Technologies. We are running a company for last 10 years, which I mean, we recently celebrated our 10th year completion, and we are successfully moving towards 11th year now. We have about some 70 employees, like who is working in terms of UX design, web and mobile app development, and of course the computer vision AI and Gen AI as well as. So currently we are working with a few major customers like ISRO, Indian Institute of Science, and Airlife Coating, and the Sami Sabinsa Group. There are almost some 20 plus corporates we are working.
Wonderful,
Mm.
Saran. So, I think that was a very impressive introduction. So, thank you for that. So, Saran, from your experience,
Mm.
what do you think takes the most effort, like winning new business or maintaining a stable team?
See, it's both obviously. We cannot tell like maintaining the team or new sales. Okay, so
Right,
obviously first priority is we have to maintain a good team. Then only we can
right,
go and pitch to customer that yeah, you have a
right.
very good technical team and the
Hmm.
strong foundation since they able to deliver the work. So I can go on the pitch. Then only customer will believe and give the project. So
Right,
obviously,
right.
my choice would be building a good team first as a top priority.
Sir, I'm curious to know, like, do you remember the first time attrition really hit your business? Can you tell me what exactly happened?
Yeah, so there are many cases, especially during after Corona time and all.
Right,
Since there was too much of hype in the IT industry, people
right.
started paying a huge salary, and where we are not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not easy for us to pay. Okay,
Correct.
suddenly there are some people who is very reliable and they are working good. They suddenly left like two three people immediately. So those
Okay.
things and all still I'm not able to digest.
Understood, understood. So how did you manage in those days,
Yeah,
especially in
then
Bangalore?
problem what happened since those time we had so many tech stacks in office like
Correct.
Java, .NET, PHP,
Mm-hmm.
Node.js, and front-end Vue.js, React.js, so many tech stack. Like if somebody left, we need to hire and replace immediately for that particular position. And even you need to put one senior or then backup as a junior to manage a one person. Then I thought like instead of maintaining a multiple tech stack, why can't we minimize the technology?
Mm.
Let's take, then
Right.
we decided, let's keep only one backend, one front end, and one mobile app development tech stack. So we
Okay.
converted entire team into hardly three technologies. For example, backend,
Okay.
whatever we do, only Node.js. We won't take any .NET, PHP, or JavaScript
Okay.
work. So if somebody go out, there are more than 15, 20 people are there in backend. Similarly for front end, then similarly for mobile app development. So what I did instead of having a different tech stack, and I minimized into few tech stack where we will have a multiple people to manage this kind of situation.
Right, right, right. I think that's a very interesting approach. And so, say, suppose sometimes customers may be like, okay, I heard somewhere that Python is better,
Hmm.
Node.js is not as good as Python. How do you convince customers
That's
in that
cool.
case?
See, especially last few years, nobody cares
Mm,
about a technology. Okay, but
mm,
earlier people will tell, "Hey, I need the project in Java Spring Boot." So some people specifically will come. So what I will do, whoever comes first, I will clearly explain them why Node.js is the best for backend development, why
mm,
React is the best for front-end development. So 99% of customer, it's easy that front-end React.js is a good, so they will convenience. For
mm,
backend, I try to explain them as much as possible since we are using Nest.js, the Node.js
mm,
framework, which has more secured and even the micro architecture and the performance is quite better than Python, PHP, or even Java, I would say. Okay, so there are so many articles with the comparison. I used to share them and
mm,
explain them that hey, this is good, and even we are well familiar with this tech stack. We have more people,
mm,
we can deliver on time, cost will be nominal, so somehow we will
mm.
convince them. If some people says no, it's impossible, I say no, like I don't want to convenience to take pressure on it.
Right, right, right. So I think you have become more mature, and that's a good sign. Actually, you have more customers, and the ability to say no itself is a
Yeah,
big
that's
thing, I would say.
true.
So moving on, what do you think are like top three reasons why employees generally leave a company?
See, first is a money, yeah? Like
Mm-hmm.
if somebody says no, not money, then it's 100% is a lie. Okay, it's a money.
Right,
Okay,
right.
so see, some case they also will have a family problem, commitment. Okay,
Right.
so they need a better money.
Mm,
Then if we are capable to pay, mostly we can retain them. But there are some money-minded people. We can't handle them.
mm,
Even if you go Infosys, TCS, wherever they go, like they will be jumping. Okay. So if you find such mindset people, we need to send them out rather than we are holding. Okay. And the
right.
second thing, we should have option for people to learn. Like that
Mm,
is very important. So if there is a good project, there is an environment to learn, people will
mm,
stay for a long time. Okay, and, in that
right.
time they don't care about money at all. And third, obviously, the infrastructure and how soon the management is approachable in terms of any needs,
Mm,
and they are building a relationship. So whenever employee need, obviously we have to be straightforward in terms of to talk, discuss. You have to build quite a decent relationship with them. Okay, if
right.
three things, I mean, first money, second thing learning,
Right.
and building a relationship would be good to all the retention.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think very sharp points, I would say. Many people will say that money is secondary and all, but you are very
Mm.
sure that money is the first thing.
Money is a key area for everyone.
So, with respect to learning, if I may dive deep into this, may I know what are the strategies you or approaches you use in your company so employees are constantly learning new things and they don't feel the stagnate. Just curious to know.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So especially last 2 year, I would say like every project, every month is learning for every one of us, including me, my
Mm.
CTO, and front end, back end, the entire team. The thing is that we had a one customer from Paris. Okay, some
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago, he came and he changed the. I mean, his expectation is something like a enterprise level expectation. He changed our mindset to adopt for that expectation. For example, till that time we never used the Sonar Cube for
Mm.
code coverages, duplication,
Right.
that vulnerability and all. Okay, now all our projects like we use Sonar Cube to detect these security vulnerabilities, performance, duplication, code smells and issues. So we ensure that every project we use Sonar Cube and ensure that developers are done with the code coverages. But if you ask me 3 years ago, I don't know what is a Sonar Cube. Okay, then performance like there are many customers will come like, hey, my web page is not loading in the
Mm.
mobile within 2 3 seconds, which is affecting my SEO ranking and all. Then it's another learning. Like then we I ask a developer to learn and where they learn all Google page speed algorithms. They fix every issues. Ensure the performance as 100% for web and at least 90% for mobile. So we fix it. Similarly, now last one project we are working with one of beta customer. So what they are turning, they are coming up with a kind of microservices. Okay, it's not just a
Mm.
microservice. For example, see normally developer what they do like they will whenever they build a API, they just pass that ID of a row in any API and
Mm.
fetch it. It's like a 1 2 3 4 5 6, or it's
Right.
just some numbers.
Correct.
Okay. So he told, no, don't do that. Let's use that UID format, which will allow some
Mm.
16-digit number, I think. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to use only those code. So if any hackers comes, they won't pass this random number. So now
Mm.
we in all our project we are passing. I mean, we just build this technique. And one client come and last week asked, hey, don't save the images in SVG. Let's show some AVIP IF format is there, I think. Okay. So which is latest compression technology for images. Okay. So there are a lot of improvements where every project for example, we were building one kind of booking application. So every model is created as different services like a customer,
Mm.
driver, and trips as a services by using that API gateway where we are connecting and accessing the API. But earlier, what we do, we put everything in single file and I mean the single folder repository and
Code base.
managing it.
Yeah.
So I would
Right.
say, and very important now, everyone has GitHub Copilot access, the paid account. So I clearly said to him, hey, see, your job is to increase the productivity. I mean, you have to learn. I mean, you must use a AI and ensure if I tell the task should be done today, like you have to make it at least in 1 hour. If I ask for a week, you have to make it in a day. So that kind of expectation I define to people already. So I would say using all this cloudy and this AI tool, they able to deliver quite faster, be able to complete the project. Earlier, even a single bug used to take a week time sometimes, and now I don't see such a difficulties. I believe so. These are the many facts which helped us to learn and team to learn and adapt quickly.
Sir, Was there any situation where, because of like there was a long term project and during the mid of the project few key resources left and you had to replace them, and because of that the delivery timeline or profitability of the project was affected? Was there any such scenarios before?
See, sometimes it has happened, but
Hmm.
problem is that we have a decent notice period with team.
Right.
We clearly tell whenever we are hiring minimum 45 days to 90 days, we have a notice period. Since if somebody live in as they are a key stakeholders, if they leave, obviously nobody can manage it. Okay, so we ensure that if somebody want to live in mid-term term, we clearly tell that no, because I just don't want to run beyond the client and him to satisfy. Okay, so as per the standard, they have to strictly follow the notice period. Or even see if somebody want to live, first I will talk with them. I will see
Mm.
what is his problems, and I will try as much as possible to solve it. Okay, and if still somebody want to go, then we can't control them. They will go. Okay, in that time, problem, we ensure that all the expectation of client and the companies is met. Okay, we just can't live just like that. Okay,
Right.
and I am just telling the reality. I don't want to
Correct.
tell for namesake. Okay,
Right.
but
That's true.
I clearly ensure that the respective employee or developer need to fulfill all the needs of client and us, which we planned earlier. Okay, even
Right.
see, we mostly we won't let people go out just like that. I mean, our attrition ratio is quite less. Okay, I will tell
Wonderful.
in other couple of questions when you ask. Okay.
Sure, sure, sure. Sure, wonderful. Good to know that, Saran. So basically, process is what keeping you from such negative things,
Absolutely.
right?
Mostly we won't have such issues. Very rare.
Wonderful. Great, Saran. Yes. Saran, now you are talking about people in bench, right? So sometimes they don't have tasks and they do some learnings,
Hmm.
etc. Right?
Hmm.
So how important do you think for a company similar to like 50 to 100 people company to have a small bench always to have a buffer for new projects or someone leaves and replace? How important is it to have a bench?
See, the reality is it's a very important. Like we must have at least 5 to 10 people in the bench at always. They have to be ideal. They have to do some R and D. They are unbilled people. Okay, but
Right.
the reality, since we are a small company, every month we need a money to pay the salary and other expenses. So we can't make them into the bench. Okay, so
Right.
somehow, whatever reason, like if they are free, we ensure that we put into ongoing project. We make that project release earlier than what we plan. So we able to get paid and we able to handle our expenses. Okay. So we ensure that if somebody is really free, then we won't keep them into bench. Let's put into the project where they will learn and adapt into the project. We ensure that as soon as the project gets delivered and we get paid. So that's what I used to do.
Got it, Saran. So is this the main strategy you use to manage bench? You put them in other projects and get
Absolutely.
the other
Like
projects done.
see, maximum 1 or 2 days we see. Then whatever projects
Hmm.
in going on now, we will move them there.
Saran, I'm curious to know, like, what are some of the strategies that you use in your firm, some practical strategies that has increased the retention of some of your key employees?
Yeah, it's interesting to explain as well as. So
Sure.
actually, I come from a village background. Okay, so before even working into my old company, I help as much as people to come for job and stay there and work for long term. Okay, at least some 30 to 40 people I helped in my village to become a software engineer. So even most of them well settled in MNC who is decent life they are living. Okay, so I follow
Yes.
same process. Like I used to hire most 70 to 80% of people from reference. Let's take one of my friends says, hey, my brother has done with B computer science and he is looking for job. Without seeing anything, just for his word, I ensure he done with basic graduation. He is from village and agriculture background. So somehow I help them to get into the company. Since I'm helping for them for their career, since those people are not able to get the job for a couple of years, yeah, I see that. Like I just simply won't give job for people who is recent pass out because tackling them is quite hard. Okay, so who didn't get job for at least 1 year? So most of my hiring will be from reference side. So they work for long term until unless the mindset is changed or someone changed,
Mm.
they won't leave. So 70% of my staffs, 70 to 75% is from referral. Okay, somebody known by XYZ, and so they always work for long term and they are reliable as well as.
So, Saran, moving on, I'd like to know, according to you, what are some of the behaviors of founders or say managers that push the good people to leave from the company?
Yeah. So, see, one thing people really need a respect during meeting or client call or any project failure or delay time. See, we have to talk aggressively, but at any case, we shouldn't touch their prestige. Okay,
Mm.
so some people, I remember like in early days, somebody got angry and they say, "No, I want to leave because of one of my manager is scolding in front of others." You can talk anything in the room, but you are not supposed to talk anything in front of others.
Mm.
So that is a bad behavior from manager or founder. Okay, and yeah, I would say that that should be key point. I mean, the key reason.
Right, right. Got it, got it. So I think respect and so in case they do good,
Mm.
appreciate them in public.
Absolutely,
In case
like
they do bad,
ah,
speak in the private, right? So that should be the
mm,
both founders and managers
mm.
approach to
And
people. So
second, the promises, whatever promises we give during tough time, we ensure we are making it happen during a good time. So
nice.
if you break the promise one or two times, third time, obviously they won't listen for us.
Sharon, was there a case where you retained someone for too long and later realized that because of that it affected the team performance or culture? You retained the wrong person and you got affected. Was there a case?
Like we won't wait for long and all. If there is issues in office culture or team activities, like we talk with them, we ensure "Hey, you are doing a lot of problem. I mean trouble for people. Ensure you are not doing it next time. If still repeating, then no option. We have to put them out. Like because
Great.
they are like a poison. Like, we don't want
Hmm.
to mix it with the milk. Okay,
Got it.
so like the culture is important, right? Like
Got
they're
it.
supposed to align. If somebody's screwing, like we can't hold them for a long time. Okay, they will screw everyone. Like one
Hmm.
day the entire team will be spoiled. So we don't want to keep such people for long time. So maximum 1 month we come to know whether they are adopted or not. If not, let them go.
Got it. Got it. Sharon.
They are most
So what do
dangerous
you
people.
right? Completely understand. So what do you do with low performance? Some people like culture is okay,
Hmm.
but performance not up to the mark. Doing slow deliveries,
See,
etc. How
regarding
do
the
you handle them?
performance, first, obviously there are some people I see like they are
Hmm.
good in attitude. They spend lot of time in the office, but still
Right.
they are not able to deliver the work. Okay, so what we
Right.
do, we will assign some senior people who can train them, so we which can help to improve the productivity. And
Hmm.
second thing, if they feel hey, this domain or this technology is hard, we'll try to put them into the easy technology. And
Hmm.
Moreover, like we'll ask them what is your problem, whether it's a family
Mm,
problem. Some people will be having a problem in family or other reason where they're not able to
mm,
focus on the time,
mm,
on the office, or the productivity will spoil due to those reasons. So in that case some counseling will happen, okay.
mm,
And still they are not doing the work, or at least they are not putting the effort. The end option will be, we have to send them out. But most of the
mm,
cases we ensure that they are well trained, and with the domain which they love to work, and we keep
mm.
them for long run.
Got it. That's very nice of you. So, Sharon, generally, I have seen many customers wanting continuity in their process. At least the long-term customers
Hmm.
say they would like to have the same team or the same,
Hmm.
at least the front-facing guy. For such long projects, if we keep changing the resource, sometimes the customers are not happy because
Yeah.
they need to give
Hmm.
KT, understand the system,
Hmm.
etc. Right? But sometimes that continuity comes with a price, right? For
Hmm.
example, if the same resource is there for say 7 8 years,
Hmm.
hikes, etc., everything is his salary would be completely different,
Absolutely.
right? On
Hmm.
this, right? So I would like to know, have you made any short-term sacrifices like loss of revenue, loss, reduced profit, etc., to protect long-term continuity for such customers?
You are correct, because see, end of the day, the customer has to happy, so be able to keep
Correct,
the project for long run, and even you
right?
will give a new project, be able to refer a new customer.
Mm,
So even though we lose money here, we will ensure that customer is happy. That is our first priority. And the second priority is still, if somebody want to go, but client telling I must need the resources, then
mm,
we'll see as much as possible to return them. Okay. And
right,
obviously, like if the expenses are high, then we have to demand it from customer. And most of
right.
the customer says he is happy to pay, since they want to fulfill our expectation and employee expectation.
So, Saran, moving on to the next topic.
Mm,
So, post COVID, you are aware that there is a lot of remote work, hybrid work,
mm,
etc.,
mm,
is like very common in the industry on
mm.
this. So, after this era, have you made a? Do you think your approach to retention has changed after this era?
No, not really. Okay.
Okay.
So since after Corona, what we did, we made at least 99% work from office. Since
Okay.
see, problem with India and Indian is the discipline. You cannot have.
Mm.
Our people want normally our discipline. Okay.
Mm, mm, mm,
So
mm.
even apart from discipline, like we, when our people work in a home, we normally, since we know our background, since there won't be proper power cut will be there, so people
Mm.
need to have a UPS. And the second thing, the internet connection. So so that will be a problem. Then infrastructure, proper table chair,
Mm.
and the separate room.
Right.
So this separate room culture and all very new for our people, like since we are
Correct.
all big families where everyone will be playing in the home. So I don't see any proper facility to do work from home, until unless there are some urban people who is two generation graduate, they have those infrastructure. But most of our
Mm.
employees are first generation educators, and who still working from remote villages. They don't have proper infrastructure to deal with the work from home. So we made, since I'm not able to get a proper productivity during those time, so we made a mandatory to be work from home, and which is not affected anything in terms of our attrition. Since they also want to learn. Whenever they are spending time in office, they want to talk with their colleagues. They have to spend some time. They have to have fun, and they learn. If there is a problem, somebody will help them to solve it. So those things won't happen in work. Okay, work from home.
Right.
Even it will
Right.
uh, it will spoil our mindset. It will create the stress. Like always,
Mm.
just sitting in one room alone. It's not. It is
Mm.
never going to help in terms of productivity. That is the reason you
Right.
see even all American companies, or you take any Indian company, most of the companies they ask to come back for work. Okay,
Right.
it's so these are the things. But there are some people who is working from home. Like there are some women who is there in different cities, they can't come back home. So if we realize that there is a no productivity issues and their infrastructure, I mean the environment is good for work from home, we have some 4 5 people who is working for remote for long time. Okay.
Got it. Good. It's a good perspective, sir. And even the bonding will be better in the office, the team bonding, right?
Correct. For
But
example, see now what happened? We celebrated our 10th anniversary. So we just 2 3 days ago we decided, hey, we will go for resort. We'll have a fun. People who already there, they just enjoyed and they spent time. But who are staying in different city, they have to travel itself. Headache for them and family,
correct.
kids. So they're not able to come. Like somehow they feel it's lonely. So
Hmm.
you won't have a fun being in the home. Like
Right.
you have to come out of the comfort zone to enjoy the environment.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Saran. Saran, I would like to have your opinion on something. See, many employees believe that, or at least not many, some employees believe that switching jobs frequently is the fastest way to grow their salary and career. From a founder's perspective, do you think this mindset will help them or hurt them in the long run?
So that is most dangerous mindset, I would say. Like, see, let's take a simple example. Whenever I see a profile, the person has to be worked for a company at least 3 years in one company minimum. Okay.
Right.
If I see the profile who jumped every year at least 1 2 times, okay. By default, Indian mindset HR that they reject the profile there itself. Okay.
Right.
And as a founder, I need a people for long run. Okay, I'm not here
Hmm.
to say that hey, you come there and you just go there. So I'm not such a person. Like we always need to plan for long run. Like so these are evaluation criterias whether the guy is working for long term or not. Okay, so what we are so especially in Indian environment, if somebody is jumping for every year just for a salary, like might be in 2 3 company you can do that, but third fourth company, the other company will stop you from hiring itself. Okay,
Right.
who will hire, right? Someone who want to quickly complete their engagement, the project might be 3 months,
Hmm.
6 months. Then they say, sir, the task is over, you can leave. So sometimes nobody will care about your profile, even though you become more expertise. Until unless you do freelance, it's not easy to
Hmm.
get into proper corporate jobs.
Got it. Got it. I think that's a good
It will not,
perspective.
it will not for long run. Like might be it's good for now, but it won't help for long time.
Saran, now coming to the latest trend, the AI, the elephant in the room. So
Hmm.
no interview is complete without talking about AI. So
Correct.
I'd like to have a few opinions there as well. See, Saran, in the era of AI agents,
Hmm.
where do you think retention in future will be more important or less important in this era?
So, we cannot tell now itself since we are
Hmm.
very early for this AI adoption. Okay, but see AI retention. I mean, how the AI tools will help in retention. That the developers who are learn and adapted to use all those AI tools, who can improve the productivity, who can reduce the time, and obviously we must retain them. Somebody
Hmm.
who don't care about this AI tool, they say no, I don't want to learn it, but simply just wasting your time with our own code. I don't think we have to return them because see even clients nowadays telling you use Cloudy or any AI tool like ChatGPT and reduce the timeline and cost. That's how they are coming up during the requirement itself. If you're not
Hmm.
able to deliver on time, I mean less time, less money,
Hmm.
I don't think IT service industry will survey in next few months or few years. So How we have to do? We have to take a more project, deliver on time, less price, then things will be good. If you can't take a more project, you can't deliver on time on the less price, it will be struggle for us. So whoever well adapted for AI, it's good to return.
So the top developers who adopt, they will become more valuable, and we have to retain. The
Absolutely.
people who don't adopt, they will be.
Yeah, yeah,
You
it will
don't
be very hard for them since
correct.
even in our office we clearly see we
Mm.
must use Cloudy for code and this codex and I mean the ChatGPT or even we have a paid account with Copilot. Okay, so you must use it. Like we see there are it's a good in terms of result and. The productivity is really going good. So we have to see yes our assistant, not it's a problem for us. Okay. So I don't know what is happening in future, but as of now, company like us who are some 50 to 100 company, we must use a AI and we have to increase the productivity, reduce that time, and we have to collect the payment from customer as soon as possible. Get more
Mm.
project. Okay.
Right. That's a very good perspective, Sana. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So, speaking of AI, we go a little bit deeper. If AI agents can give perfect consistency and zero attrition, in this era, I want to know what values do you think long term human teams can still bring that AI cannot bring?
Yeah. So, see, being in Bangalore, most of our customer, like 50% of our customers are Indians, who is corporates, who is paying good as American customer. Okay.
Right.
All they need is they don't care about how you code, how soon you deliver, etc. They all cared about you have to meet them in person weekly once. You have to go, hey, we have to get into metro, you have to reach end of the Bangalore somewhere, you have to meet them, you have to do brainstorming with them, you have to understand the requirement, you have to architect the product, then you have to show the demo, you have to get the approval. Okay. These things and all AI agent or AI tools can't do that.
Right.
So being face to face feelings and all can be done with only humans. Okay.
Right.
So I am seeing it like even my customer asks, people are telling AI, but who will come and sit with us to understand our problems? Then I said,
Mm.
oh, it can't be replaced since
Mm.
humans always there. I mean, must be here to handle all those stuff. So most of our project, 50% of time we have to spend time with customers and the customer location. Okay,
Mm.
so those things can't be done with these AI agents.
Got it. So the human connection,
Hmm.
that part is still has to be
Yeah,
handled
yeah.
by the
Obviously,
humans,
like
right?
they at any cost, people they ask, hey, you just come to office, so that is our process, right? Like
Mm.
they even not happy to deal everything with the Google Meet. So you come
Mm.
and show the demo in our office, where all their stakeholders will be there to give the inputs, and that's what our people mentality is. So I felt it's a good to be.
Got it, sir. Sir, now I see like two kind of founders. One founders, at least in Twitter and all, telling that we'll be replacing all our employees with AI. We'll only have AI agents employees in future. But
Mm-hmm.
there is other set of founders like we need humans, but lesser humans. With AI, they can deliver faster on this. In the long run, who do you think will win?
The second option, as I said, like
Right.
see, if somebody able to do everything in online, they don't want to
Mm.
build a company itself. They can sit in
Mm.
home, they can build the product, they can do everything in home itself. Okay, so and the more see, even if build any product, like customers not willing to talk with talk or deal or engage with the AI. Assume like if somebody calls, some AI calls are coming, like
Mm.
I'm calling from XYZ, I want to know XYZ people. Do you take the phone call? You will put
No.
them in spam, right? It's the same thing.
Right.
People need to, I mean, the human want to deal with the human, not the
Mm.
AI agents.
Mm.
So it is never going to happen. Where you can
Right.
use a AI is as assistant, you can use them for code. You can use them for write the mails or designing or
Right.
whatever stuffs we want to reduce. We can use them to as an assistant. But we
Right.
100% it's still early stage to tell. Like I don't think
So,
it's a feasible. If you want to make your product 100% agent, I don't think the customers are ready to accept it at any cost, like either customer support or marketing, sales. You need a human to do the dealing.
got it. Got it. So that really clarifies. Thank you for that. Saran, as a closing, so I would like to have some advice to founders. If you can give some advice to founders, especially like young founders who are struggling with attrition and constantly changing the teams. If you have to give some advice to them, what would the advice be?
Yeah, sure. See, always hire the people in known circle, since they will be the one who will believe you. Okay. Don't always hire in the market and run behind them. First, hire from your known circle who is good fit for you, and hire from referral. They will be stay for a long time. And if you want to build the product, you are in early stage, try to give stake, since they also want to feel the ownership. And very important, see, if you want to start something and you are hiring the people, ensure be confident that you're able to pay them, because in assumption you don't want to do and spoil their life as well. As if you're able to pay at least some delay, it's acceptable. But we don't want to cheat them at any cost. So if you feel like you're not able to pay for the work whatever they do, clearly tell and don't hire. Like very
Right.
important, since I see most of the founders, they hire people, they take work, unfortunately 3 months, 6 months, they just leave. Okay. And
Got it.
very important, build a relationship with the team. So like at least monthly once, if you are a small, and try to bring them for lunch, I mean team lunch, or yearly once at least some offset activities, so which will help them to build a good engagement. And very important, motivate them in terms of any work or achievement they do,
Right.
especially whenever there is some sales happens, try to give some incentives. Okay.
Right.
And when the project is delivered, try to at least pay some incentives. People feel it's deserved. Okay.
Awesome. So thank you for that. So I completely resonate with what you said. So for me, one mistakes many young founders do is say if the requirement is for 3 months, instead of hiring freelancers or contractors, they try to hire permanent people. And
That's
after
true. Like,
3 months,
so that's true. Like, see, whenever you have, see, when you build a company, you are not supposed to hire them for a 3 months, 6 months. You have to hire them for a lifetime. Okay, full time. So if this project 3 months is over, you have to be ready to take a next project, next project. So that's even people also don't want to go with such people who is in freelance mindset. Let's take one project, earn something, and leave. Nobody should go
true.
with such people. So
Correct.
ensure if somebody want to join, ensure they are really working hard, they are putting efforts in the company, and they can easily analyze the company activities in LinkedIn, social media. So if they are really building a team, then they have to join. Otherwise just for freelance project, the small projects and all, they shouldn't waste time.
Very true, sir.
Mm.
So anything else you would like to share to the viewers and readers
Yeah,
before we close
final.
the interview?
So as long as see, whenever we are starting something, or even people in the work, right, we have to put 100% efforts. I mean, we have to work out. And very important, since see problem with the Indian and our people, right? We might be assuming that we are working a whole day, but the problem is that most of them using a mobile, watching the reels during the meeting time, and too much of phone calls, and spending too much of time in terms of breaks. Okay, so those are quite bad habits which we see. Okay, so when coming into work, we have to just do the work and leave on time. Come on time, leave on time. Just 8 hours means just focus on 8 hours. Either it's a founder or employee, it will be productivity. But mostly in India, like if there are people might be sitting in 8 hours in an office, but the real productivity we see is hardly some 3 hours, 4 hours. Most of the time, break, talk, just wasting time. So this is the reality we see. Okay, so since that's why, like, if you call any of your friend who is working in US, they never take the phone on working days. They will call you on a weekend only. The reason is, if our people go there, they are adopting for working culture. But if we are here, we don't mind about it. So I believe, like, we should follow a strict process about the productivity. We should have that mindset that we are here for work, not to just waste the time. Okay.
Okay.
So I think
Super.
those discipline has to be improved from everywhere.
Awesome. Great, Sarah. So I think we had very wonderful insights, especially many were very practical and grounded and easy to implement by founders. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for
Thank you,
sharing this.
Bala. Thanks for your
Thank
time.
you.